Hello, here's the engine in the sedan. I don't want to do a great big job, but I'm still intrigued with my low oil pressure, and lots of people have made comments about the oil pressure relief valve at the front of the block. So I think I'm going to take that out and put a packer in the spring to up the pressure. I don't know if it will make a difference or not. I'm slightly skeptical, but you never know. You never know, do you? So I will do all that and let's see if it makes a difference. I'm willing to give it a go. Okay, back in a bit. It won't come up because of the hose clips, because I'm having to lift it up because I've still got all this in place. So I think I'll take this off and then it'll be a bit easier. I don't want to undo the hose clips because it's still got all the water in there. Interesting that that is I think this is an 8BA type gasket. I might be wrong. For anybody that's not familiar, I'll show you the French valves. There's the French lifters, which are longer than the Ford ones, quite a lot longer than the Ford ones, and the valves are shorter in effect, and the springs are quite weak. I had a broken valve spring in this engine. This engine sat for 2 or 3 years after I put it together, and it didn't have a manifold on it, and there was some rust pitting on some of the valve springs, and one of the springs subsequently broke. So I went through and changed any valve springs that looked suspect. That was when this engine was in the truck, and I took the truck to Pendine, not to race, but just, you know, as part of Team Mart. So that's the area that I'm interested in there. Look where that big nut is. There, that 15/16 hex there. So I'll get a socket and I'll get that undone. Oh, that's tight. Whoops. I watched a little short on YouTube the other day, and some guys they put every extension they could muster onto a thing, and they did a wheel nut up with a torque wrench, and they must have had 6 or 7 feet of extensions on there, and then they tested it afterwards and the torque was correct. Putting lots of extensions on doesn't make a difference with a torque wrench. It only makes a difference with an impact driver. Ooh. So oh oh, okay. Hadn't figured on that. Okay. It looks like I've already packed the spring. Looks like I've kind of wedged a bolt head in there or something to pack the spring down. Let's get the plunger out and have a look at the plunger. Okay, here's the plunger. Now there's a significant feature on these plungers. They have a flat on the seat to allow an oil leak. Now if you look at this one, now if you look at this one, there ain't much of a flat on the seat. That's the remnants of it there, I think, because I must have polished this off years ago when I first got this motor running to try and limit the amount of oil leaking past this. So I can't really do much more with that. I might be able to shim the spring a bit more though, but I just don't think it'll do anything. How can it? It just won't do anything. You know, if this had a big flat on it, I would make the flat smaller so that it didn't leak so much. There's the seat. It all looks okay down there, doesn't it? Okay, I'll put there's the when the valve blows off, oil is able to go up that hole there, which feeds the cam gears and things, and the constant leak allows oil to go up there, and you can see there's plenty of oil around, so it's not starving the cam gears of oil. I'll put this back in and I'll have a look, see if I can do something a bit more with the spring, but I don't think it'll make a difference. I am sceptical now that I've seen that I've already modified that plunger. Looks like I've pressed a bolt in there. Okay, there's the spring, there's the bolt in the end of the thing, and what I've done, I've put 4 washers behind it so it's sticking out further now. It might go coil bound, I don't know. Right, that's going to go on there. I don't think it'll go coil bound actually. No, it's not coil bound, it's just tightened down. Okay, that doesn't have I don't think it has like a copper washer on it or something, because it doesn't have to hold any pressure. The oil, if the oil comes past there, it just goes out through that hole on the side. So I'll tighten that up, I'll put it back together, and then I might do it today, just give it a run round to see if it makes a difference. I don't know if you noticed, but there's a red mark on that one and there's a red mark on that one. This is my KISS method of just making sure I don't get the spark plugs leads mixed up. The red marks go to the end. I can't put that one on there because it's clipped to that one. That one won't reach there. And this one obviously, and that one, you can't get those mixed up. And it's the same on the other side. Nice and simple. So I don't think what I've done will have made a difference, but I'll give it a drive around and I'll report back, you know, when it's up to temperature. Okay, shall we see if it'll start? I don't know why it all got flooded up. I'll bring it back in a bit. It's got over 80 psi idle now. Oh, it's just conked out. that's about 10 psi, but we're just over 130 on the temp. It ain't even warmed up yet.
That's sick, mate.
Oh, cheers.
Doing a YouTube?
Yeah. This might not make the final edit though. Past my next door neighbours. Turn the camera on. We go down the motorway. In about 5 psi on the idle. Oh dear. Let's retrieve this camera situation. I'll show the oil pressure. So as I suspected, messing around with that valve hasn't changed a thing. That's just with the revs up a little bit. Actually, there is something there, isn't there? If I turn it off, the needle moves. Well, should move. Yeah, that's depending on where you look from with the parallax. Let's see if it goes down when I turn the engine off. I think it did a tiny bit. Yeah, it did. Doesn't come back up again now. Yeah, it just needs a few revs like that just to keep it off the bump stops. Don't look too bad. I think there might be a bit of an oil leak just there at the back. Not too bad that. Seen worse. Right, oil pressure. Well, I would say that's as bad as it was before, if not worse. I haven't made it worse, it's just the vagaries of the idle speed will have, you know, makes it. So let's see if the needle moves. No, nothing. There's nothing there, is there? Nothing. Okay, so there you go. Messing with that pressure relief valve only affects it at the top end of the scale. It doesn't affect it at the bottom end of the scale. There is a rider to that. For instance, if it isn't seating properly and you clean the seat and you clean the valve and everything, or for instance you reduce the size of the flat on the plunger, you might make a slight difference at idle, but that option wasn't available to me here because it would appear, even though I'd forgotten about it, I must have done that years ago when I was first running this engine. Okay, so there you go, a little waste of time on a Sunday afternoon. Okay, thanks very much then. Take care and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.